So now we talked about what your experimental group has. So it has an independent and a dependent. So, sorry, has an independent variable that you're changing. We're going to look at your control group. So your control group and your experimental group both have constants. So that means that the type of pot is the same, the time of day is the same, the number of beans are the same, but you're changing something in your experimental group that you're keeping the same in your control group. So you can compare them. Your control group has what you expect. Your experimental has what you observed. So there are two types of control group, positive and negative. So this group is not exposed to the independent variable, but it is exposed to a treatment that's known to produce the expected result. So what this means is that there is an effect when there should be an effect. So for positive, if for example, on this plate, like, okay, I just plated it, like I plated this bacteria on something that it loves to grow on, and I see no growth, that leads me to believe that something else is wrong with the experimental design. Like I didn't make the agar correctly. The agar is the gel that it sits in. So a positive control just means that I want there to be effect, there is an effect. So for example, that we're seeing like this setup in this picture is who drinks coffee and on alertness. So the coffee on the blood pressure. So the hypothesis is people that drink coffee will have an increase in blood pressure. So what they did for positive control, that just means that it's producing a result. So they have a pill that increases the blood pressure just to make sure that the participants are increasing, and they also have a group that takes a decreased blood pressure pill, and just to make sure that the blood pressure goes down. And so they're seeing that the effect is coffee, so everything else is normal. Negative control is it's not exposed to any treatment that is known to have no effect. So again, that there's no effect when there should be no effect. So nothing should happen. So this is when you normally hear the word placebo. So for example, you have regular coffee, the same experiment, but now you're looking at regular coffee, so then they drink decaf, that should have no effect on their blood pressure. Water, which should have no effect on blood pressure, and people that drink nothing, which again should have no effect on blood pressure. Just make sure that they're not seeing an increase in blood pressure with people that drink water. So again, experiments do not need to contain both positive and negative. Most of the time you'll only see one. Sometimes you'll see two, especially if it's a really expensive experiment.